Hey, second grade. Hope you're having a great day. You ready to Subitize with Miss Street? Remember, we have 2 cards up to the total of 9. We have to find the value of the missing card. So we've got a total of 5. I didn't mean to do that fast. What do we need? 2. That's what we have. What do we need? What do we need? 0 has a value 2. What do we need? 2 to get to 8. 1. 2. Need 1. 2. 1 to get to 4. 1 more. 3. Great job, guys. Miss Street is very impressed with your Subitizing today. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Miss Street is here, ready to help you guys with Still Telling Time. Second grade people, this is a lot. And I talked to your parents too, so you could see too that you know, we may not spend forever on this, but I do want you to see that this is a lot for second graders. Like, it blows Miss Street's mind how much it is. So to review, we're building off Miss Ramsey and what we learned in first grade. We learned about there's 12 numbers on the clock. We learned that we count by 5s between each number because there's 5 minutes between each number on the clock. So we count by 5s. And I remember Miss Maria Ellis, she would always do this, and it made me laugh and I loved it. She would always say, Ringo, Rango, Tingo, Tango, I can count by 5s. Let's do that, second graders. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. There's 60 minutes in 1 whole hour. But when we write that, we write o'clock, or that 00. And Miss Ramsey did a great job with that. So today, we're just gonna play with the clock, review just a little bit with the clock. I'm realizing that I left my marker over there. So I need to go get my marker. But I'm gonna change the time on this clock. Remember, our minute hand is the long hand, and when it's pointing down at the 6, that means it's half past. We made connections to our geometry where we partitioned a circle in half in first grade. Yeah, I think we did fourths too, but so half past, we're just making connections to our other standards in real world. So I'm gonna move this little guy right here. This guy's tricky, you gotta watch for him. And I want you to see if you can figure out what time Miss Street sets the clock to while I go get my marker. All right. What do you see? You see the hour hand is between the 3 and the 4, yeah? It's half past 3, or we could write that as 3:30. One more thing Miss Street wants to show you before we get into more telling time. We remember Miss Street made 2 number lines here, and I did this because you guys have to figure out AM and PM. And so I showed you yesterday between each of these is 5 minutes, like we just counted. So here we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, which means that's half past the hour, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and that means it's the O clock, or like the 00, like what Miss Ramsey talked about. And in order to go through 60 whole entire minutes, that's just one area on this number line. That's just 1 hour, okay? So we have to go through this every time, 60 minutes. So it's really like we're counting by 60s, okay, for the hours. And remember yesterday we talked about the minute hands go slow because we saw what it was like to have 60 seconds in 1 minute. But also the hour hand goes even slower. So if we go another 60 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, that would be another hour gone past, okay? So I think next week, when I continue this, we'll really look at a schedule, which Miss Taylor and Miss Carter have done that, and I might use theirs or build off of theirs. And Miss Ramsey had a schedule too, which is very important for us to see when is it AM and when is it PM. And, you know, a lot of times 12 AM, that's in the morning, but guess what? It is dark outside. That's a true story. So we don't really think of midnight or 12 a.m. as being in the morning because it's dark outside. But it is. 12 a.m. is in the morning, and usually, hopefully by then, you guys are asleep. You should be going to bed about maybe 8 p.m., 9 p.m., maybe 10. I don't know. So by the time it gets back to 12 a.m., you guys are asleep, and you probably don't wake up until around maybe 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Then when it hits 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when it turns to p.m. So we need to keep those things in mind. So really quick, just to play, I hope you guys have made your own analog clocks if you don't have one, and just keep playing with it. I don't know that I'll set up the little Cheerios every time next time because I don't have an analog clock to show you. But I might just make one on a piece of paper and put it inside a sandwich baggie like this so I can write on it, and we can just play around with a few more things with time. So what time did you get? We said 3:30. What if I move the minute hand here? What time do we have? We have 0. I'm doing digital too, and I'm using my Uno cards because that's what Miss Street has. 0. Look at our hour. It's 3:30, so it's not to the 4 yet. 03. This was 30. What's it pointing to now? And I know you want to say 7. It's not 3:37. We count by what? 5s. It's 3:35. And this is what it looks like analog, and this is what it looks like on the digital clock. So let me make up another time. You see? So, like Miss Ramsey said, we look at the hour. Yep. It's 10. 10. Gotta start back up here. Remember, this was 0, 0. 5, 10, 15. So here it's 10, 15. So let's talk about 10:15 a.m. in the morning. What would you be doing, second graders, at 10:15 a.m.? You might be, if we were at school, you might be moved into your math time. You might be at a special like PE or music, or you might be in a different class, learning something new with friends. What if it was 10:15 p.m.? That's at night. What would you be doing at 10:15 p.m.? You should be in the bed, Fred. What might you be doing though? You might be watching a movie, reading a book, playing a video game, because at 10:15 it's dark outside and we really wouldn't be outside that late unless you're a coon hunter or something like that, but I don't think we can go coon hunt right now. I'm not sure. Good. So let's look at one more time. Oh yes, Miss Street's got time. And let's think about what we would be doing in the AM and the PM with that, okay? So we're going to do analog and we're going to do digital. Here we go. Flow. Hang on. What do you see there? First we look at our hour. It's past the 8. It's not to the 9 yet. So what hour is it? It's 8. 8 o'clock. So in military time we would say 08. Here's an 8. 8. Let's look at our minutes now. We count by fives in 2nd grade. You said 55. How did you get that so fast? What did you do? You said, well, that's 60. If I just go back by 5, that's 55. Kiss your brain. You're so smart. I am so impressed with you. So it's 8:55. Let me turn that 5 this way. 8:55 on this clock. So, or if you needed to, you can go around and count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 55 is where it's pointing. So let's talk about what we might be doing at 8:55 a.m. That's in the morning, 8:55. The sun has come up. If you were at school, you might still be in your reading block, maybe. You might be at a special. You might be eating breakfast at home at 8:55. You might already be outside playing at 8:55 in the morning. What about 8:55 p.m. at night time? 8:55 is close to 9 o'clock, which should be your bedtime. But I know, it's hard. So 8:55 at night, at p.m., what might you be doing? You may be watching a movie, playing a game. You could be reading a book. You could be playing Monopoly with your family or Uno. My family loves to play Uno. Yeah. So as we talk about time and think about these things, we need to think about what's happening at this time in the AM and in the PM. So Miss Street's going to think about it and see if we need to continue our work next week with time. If not, we'll probably move on to money. We'll see. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. I'll be back for 3rd grade at 12. See you soon.